does things. His team, we tell our team, and we say it with no trepidation whatsoever, this is always the hardest playing team in the league. There's no question about it. When you look at what they did last year with Michigan, beating them once and without question could have beaten them twice, and they played for the national championship. You just get a feel for what they are. And so I think a win like this today is big for many reasons. One, because we grew up a lot today as a team, and we needed to, and we did. And we played with tremendous togetherness. We never got down, and we had some monstrous deficits for us, things that we'd not been through and responded to, as this team hadn't. And we got a lot of great efforts and contributions from a lot of people, but I thought we played a really hard-nosed, well-coached, get-after-you team. And they're going to win games. I think we're going to win games. He is a phenomenal coach. I have no regret in saying I voted for him for Coach of the Year last year because of what he gets. To have a team that plays as hard as he has day in and day out speaks volumes about what he's doing. I think James Franklin is going to be a fantastic coach here, but Pat Chambers is one of those guys, he could win on that field too. You know, he's just got such a presence. So for us to get that win in here today was big. I'm proud, like I said, of the way we responded to the adversity of the game. We grew up. We played with real confidence. We've got a long way to go, but we made a lot of strides this week, and it carried out into the week. And I think we're going to build on it. So instead of going through the game, I'll just leave it open to whatever you guys want to ask about that. Dustin.
Hey, just to start, I guess, how big is that shot that Austin hits?
Monstrous. To turn that game? That's big. That's big. He's had a very good week. Very good week. I thought the way that he got comfortable in the game, I thought the one layup that he missed on the curl cut was a big play, even though he missed it. But he was right in the mix. You know, he's a battler. He's scrappy. And really, because he hasn't played a lot, the confidence is going to go one way or the other in the game. It's either going to really grow or it's going to drop, because he's not starting with a huge level of it when he walks in, because he doesn't have all the experience of it. And the fact that he went in and his confidence grew like it did to the point where he could knock down that shot in the corner was huge. And he grew up a lot today, because in the sense of this week too, because he was really in the court in crucial situations.
How important was it to get, I guess, different types of responses to come back from the early deficits, but then also to be able to trade baskets late and then make the free throw ties?
Well, I think it was big. You know, certainly we wanted to get our running game going at a faster level, because we wanted to bring fatigue to the game, but it was a grinder. But it was two teams playing really well inside and outside, in the sense of really working to get what they wanted. Okay, and I don't know, you know, the numbers. 36. We shot 36 and won the game. I mean, so I'm not saying it was a beautiful game, but in the sense of people trying to get what they wanted out of the game was really, really good. And for us to get a win like that, and because, I mean, again, the people that cover us when we've been down, we haven't had the maturity yet to be able to respond to that. And team last year, team a year before that, I wouldn't have worried about that, but it's a whole new deal. And so every team is different. You want your program to be strong, but every team is different, and how you get it to that point. And so I thought that was just great, and they really earned the victory today. You know, when two teams fight like that, you can't say that you deserved it, but when you get it the way we did, you can say that you earned it. I think that's important.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Basically, just what changed after the opening minutes? What did you like, you know, in terms of how you guys got down, and you know?
Well, we were just a little quiet. I have no doubt we were ready to play. We were up early. We've been getting up early all week. We've been building it earlier to get prepared for this, and the fact that we're going back to school on Monday. And usually, a lot of times, what happens is, you know, when you've been sleeping in, and all of a sudden, I see my own family, my own kids. You know, Tuesday and Wednesday come, and all of a sudden, you're feeling the effects of being back in school. So we wanted to start that earlier and have them trust us on that, knowing that they would come out like they were playing a 9 o'clock Saturday night game full of fire, and they did. And we were ready to play. We just didn't get up and get into them defensively the way that we needed to. And I didn't think taking a three to start the game was a good idea. But again, at the same time, everybody settled in. You know, we don't win this game without the way Troy played during the game. And I know he was on the court at the end of the game. But again, you got to play through some of those moments at the beginning, knowing that you're capable of so much more. And the bottom line is nobody really got down. I think Evan in the lineup to go with Will and Yogi at that point really helped us, because nobody, it wasn't like panic set in or, sadness set in. We just kept moving.
Alex.
Well, you talked at the Michigan State game about knowing he needed to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe more.
Did he look like he was?
He looked like
Yeah.
he was. Pat Chambers said that they really couldn't stop him on the glass. What was different today than what?
I'll be honest with you. It sounds simple, but it is what it is. He's just learning. Okay, I think if you look at it, for those of you that watch us, he rarely faces up in the previous games, right? And faces up, faces the defense, reverse pivots, rips it through, drives it over the top, backs it down. He's usually trying to play with his back to the basket in that sense. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to watch the film to be accurate, but pretty much everything he did at the beginning was face-up. And then he played off the face-up. And it may sound simple, but that's what the game is. You've got to be able to see it. And it's like we work on that numerous times throughout the day, okay, and in practice, and stress it in games. It takes time to get it. There's still a lot of room for improvement in us and our ability to rip and face up and play. But he made tremendous strides. He took the practice game and the practice habits to the game, and he stuck with them, and he was rewarded for it, and we were rewarded for it. And I think he gained confidence from it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I think he just continued to play. I mean, the game was moving very fast for him, the way they were trying to. They put 5 shooters on the floor, and they're very, very good. That's why they're going to win, because especially with the way their bigs are developing their ability at the post. And Travis is one of the, everybody knows how good Frazier and Newbill are. But Ross Travis is one of the hardest playing kids in the country. Literally. And he's coming off the 18 and 13 game. He's their energy source. So they're going to get better and better. Well, I think we will too, because when you start to figure out what your strengths are, and then you get some confidence in them, things take off. And that's what happened for Noah today.
At the same time,
Tom, could you talk about Jeff Howard's performance on the offensive side of the glass? How big were those 3 offensive rebounds?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say that this is what I said on the radio show, and I think this is so big for families, for teams, for young kids that are learning sports. Jeff Howard is always ready. The old term, play on demand. I learned that term. I've used it with our people before. As you've heard it say, it's a Scott Skiles term, play on demand. You never know when you're going to go in, but when you go in, you're ready to go. Now, Austin did that today, and he knew he was going in. Jeff Howard doesn't know when he's going in, okay? And when Jeff Howard went in there, Jeff Howard was ready to go. There wasn't any, I got to work my way in, I've got to make my presence felt. No, he just played. And I think he kept us moving in a direction with getting to the foul line and with being active and being where he needed to be and doing the things defensively. It was fantastic. And we can build on that. But if every player in any sport, at any level, had an attitude that they're not going to sit there and worry about what didn't happen or worry about when they're going to get in and worry about things that they can't control and just absolutely be ready to go when their name is called. You're not going to always have great success, but you're going to have it more often than not. And he was ready, and it really helped us.
to sort of follow up on that, is that part of also what earned him those minutes when you're subbing offense and defense down the stretch?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because when they're putting as many shooters in the game, and I was really proud of I'm always proud of the coaching staff, but we made a couple hardline decisions in the game, strategy-wise, that we felt really good about going in. And then when you're playing against somebody like Tim Frazier that has the ability, Tim Frazier is not just a veteran in college basketball. I don't know him other than to see him in games and at the Big Ten Media Day. I would imagine coaching him is a lot like Will Sheehy. They have a tremendous mind for the game. And just when you watch somebody that way, he can really pick things apart. And I think that's why he's going to be a next-level guard for a long time, because he can really see things. And he picked some things out with some things that we were doing at the shot clock that we had to either say, okay, we're either going to get better at it or we're going to make a wholesale adjustment. And we made the adjustment. And Jeff Howard was a part of being able to make those adjustments.
You obviously mentioned starting Evan. Basically, what went into that decision? Jeremy obviously doesn't play today. What all went into all of that?
The biggest thing with Evan is I think it's just the way the week played out. And I think we've seen flashes of what Evan can do. I think we've seen some flashes of where Evan's not as successful as he can be. And it's really at that point where it's time to let's go. And I think he's ready for it. And Jeremy's situation really right now is more than anything else is he just needs to get his focus where it needs to be. And that's the biggest thing.